Rachael Ray. Why say don't when we've got half a dozen ways to say donuts? Bust a move with Dancing with the Stars' Tom Bergeron.
Wow, they all look amazing.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what glitter does.
Plus actress Sanaa Lathan. Burger Night is back with a bang.
What?
And all week long, Rach is going to the dogs.
Flanked by two of my favorite people today. These are members of our culinary team, Jeanette and Grant. These guys are obsessed with donuts. So all throughout today's show, they're going to show you how to roll with your donuts. You guys know my favorite story about donuts is we go apple picking every year at Hicks Apple Orchard, and they have a honey hive, and they have cider donuts, right? Mm-hmm. So we get a whole stack of hot cider donuts with cinnamon sugar. And John, I'm allergic to bees, John's not, but honeybees don't sting you, they're just honeybees. John starts eating the donuts, and all the honeybees start going around his head, and he freaks out like a little girl, runs in circles screaming, "There'll be no more eating of donuts outside!" So I don't think I'll be making any of these, but who's gonna start?
So Grant would kick it off with his search.
No ladies first today?
No, Grant can make it.
All right, equal opportunity for Grant.
I could be an honorary lady. So yeah, I'm getting it started, kicking off today with a donut tiramisu.
Donuts?
That's right.
Tiramisu?
So we're basically replacing...
That would be fun for a brunch.
Exactly, yeah. So we're
lovely
basically
brunch.
replacing the lady fingers that you would typically use in a tiramisu with donuts.
With donuts.
And all of these recipes we're going to show you guys today, they all have donuts in them, obviously, but they're also all no-bake desserts, and they're super easy and just like assembly only. So these are like really simple things that pretty much anybody can make.
AKA, even you could do it, Rach.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm baking challenge.
That's what I was hinting at, but I wasn't going to say.
I know. I can read your thought bubbles, baby. We've been together a long time.
So in this stand mixer, I have 1.25 cups of heavy cream. I just whipped that a little bit. I added in a whole...
Don't make butter. Don't take it too far.
Right. I added in a container of mascarpone. A little bit of cocoa powder, because I'm going to make a chocolate tiramisu today.
Chocolate tiramisu.
Kind of fun twist on a tiramisu. And then we're going to sweeten it up with just a little bit of powdered sugar. Because our donuts are pretty sweet, so we don't need a ton of it.
I was going to say, because your donuts, even plain donuts, of course, sweet to begin with.
Exactly. So in this casserole dish right here, I just cut the donuts in half. I laid them in there, and then we're just going to brush the tops with some cold coffee.
Want me to do that for you?
Sure. You just kind of brush the tops and let those kind of soak up the coffee a little bit. Because what's better than coffee and donuts, right? So you're getting coffee and donuts in one casserole.
One-stop shopping.
No dunking necessary. They're like pre-dunked donuts.
Pre-dunk your donuts.
Exactly. So I'm just going to stir this up a little bit. And then we're going to put half of this on top of our coffee-soaked donuts. Coming in.
Yes, sir. Bloop. Coming in cold.
And then we just kind of spread that around. It's like a donut casserole.
Donut casserole.
And then we put the rest of our donut tops right back on top of there. You can kind of layer them a little bit if you need to.
Shingle them.
If you don't. It's going to get covered with cream, so you just kind of smack them in there. That is in the recipe, by the way. You just smack your donuts.
That sounds dirty. I'll smack your donuts.
And then we
Wait, you're going too fast.
Sorry.
I'm not done painting the donuts.
Did you give them a smack first, so you have to smack the donuts? It's perfect. So then, luckily I have one back here that's already done. It's nice and pretty. You let that sit in the fridge for a couple hours overnight.
Ta-da!
I'm going to top it with some chopped chocolate-covered espresso beans.
Woo! Chocolate-covered espresso.
I know,
Yum.
Right? Don't have too many of those.
We'll be up all day.
And then some cocoa powder, of course, because it is a tiramisu.
Nice.
Look at that. Beautiful, right?
Drop the mic. All right.
So
what do you got going on down
I've got
here?
one that you could. Well, we know that John's not going to be making this dish because he is not into the pumpkin or apple cider donut. But this is a perfect use up for all those donuts you get while you're apple picking. I'm making a pumpkin donut icebox cake. So again, no baking required. We know that I'm also not a baker. So assembly only. I'm going to sweeten up a little bit of whipped cream with some maple syrup.
Yum.
And a little bit of salt.
Balance the sweet.
Learned that from my friend Grant, who's always making delicious things. Put salty things in your sweet things.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna fold this in, and then we're gonna just shingle in the pumpkin donut. So I took a donut, I cut it once through, and then once the other way.
Once horizontally, and then across the center vertically.
So then I'm just gonna shingle these in the bottom, and I think it's about 10 per layer. This is a 9-inch springform pan. And then...
Or adjust for whatever size pan you want to use.
Absolutely. This one's yours, so I used it. So then you take about a third of the cream, and everyone in the kitchen's like, Jeanette, use an offset spatula. And I'm like, I don't like offset spatulas. So I use the back of my measuring cup.
Good girl.
And I just...
Don't let those people be the boss of you.
No. Baking tools scare me, so I'm just going to spread this around.
And that works just fine. The back of your cup.
Right.
Yes.
One less dish to do. You know how I feel about doing dishes. So then you shingle in another
Luckily,
layer.
I do have John for that. My husband is obsessed with doing dishes. God love him.
I know. My husband Jimmy's an awesome dish doer as well, but if I could save him a little bit of work.
Men, we love to see your butts at the sink.
So do a few more rounds. You shingle them in again. Top it with a little bit more whipped cream. And then I've got one on the back counter.
You want me to get it for you, baby?
Yes.
Oh, this
Thank
looks
you.
fancy.
So you wrap this up in plastic wrap.
And you chill it?
Yeah, you chill it overnight. You leave it in there for 2 days. It's fine.
What's that going on?
This is a little bit of powdered sugar mixed with pumpkin pie spice, because pumpkin pie spice is like the spice of the moment right now, as it always is. And like you always say, there's always one in that spice cabinet that you didn't use from last year.
That's true.
So I'm always looking for reasons.
Everybody has pumpkin pie spice and poultry seasoning, because every year you don't know if you have it, so you buy it again.
Yes, exactly. So we just wanted to top it with a little bit of powdered sugar and pumpkin spice.
Lovely.
And I feel like this looks like you bought it at a fancy bakery, doesn't it?
Lovely.
And it's very seasonal, very lovely, nice pumpkin donut icebox cake.
So there's our first two, pumpkin icebox donut cake and chocolate tiramisu donut casserole. Lovely, kids. So these donuts look like they're to die for, but literally, if my next guest comes knocking at your door, don't answer. Watch this.
People hate me. Actually, everybody hates me. Because I'm the guy that tells them when they're gonna die.
What? 2 months? Resumes? Diablem! No, 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 no! You're cruel! You're cruel! You can't do this!
Carrying a message for me.
No envelope, nothing like
Tom,
that.
this is your movie, right?
Yeah, this is something that my buddy Ben Shelton wrote and directed. He also cast me in a film on Netflix with Helen Hunt and Christina Hendricks called Candy Jar. And he... Are you plotting the candy jar or the actual cast? I couldn't tell. But that role is a curmudgeonly prep school principal. So when he wrote this piece about a burnout, curmudgeonly messenger of death, he thought, go to Tom.
Go to that guy.
Go to Tom.
Like, that's such a for some people, I guess that's a surprise because of where we all know you from. But for me, it's like, oh yeah, of course. I know you, and you're weird, man. And he's also one of my favorite guests ever on Howard Stern.
Oh, thank you.
One of my favorites. And you're good at a little bit of everything.
And this is a wonderful, it's available, you can watch it on tombergeron.com or on Vimeo, but it's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
It really is, because this character has been doing this job. in his 1970s era corduroy suit for about 40 years. He's a bit of a burnout, and he decides to go rogue. And when he goes rogue as the messenger of death, it gets a little weird. So, yeah.
The whole
check it
setup's
out.
pretty weird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I did. I was checking him for envelopes. I'm like,
Because that's the conceit. He gives you an envelope with your fingerprint on it, and in it, the time you have left. So a lot of people.
I know.
Would you want to know?
Hell no.
Me neither.
You know,
Me
I have
neither.
a friend who did a whole book about what you would want for your last meal. And literally my essay begins with, there's no way I would have an appetite if I knew somebody was going to kill me the next day.
Yeah. Well, let me compliment you, because in my dressing room, one of your staff, lovely staff you have here, they walk in with this board full of enough food to put me in a coma before I got out here. Thank you. Look great. I had a little nibble.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
And, yeah, a lot of people do that. They have a little snacky poo, and then after they're like, I'm going to load up.
Right. Yeah.
So is it possible that it's 27 seasons of Dancing with the Stars?
I know, huh? 27. Crazy, huh?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I am so phobic of that show. I don't like to even think about myself showing that much of my anatomy on television.
Well, you've shown up at least you visited the set a couple
Oh,
times.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Fully clothed.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
So tell us about the current lineup.
Well, we announced it just last week on Good Morning America, and it's as with all the lineups, I think it's a charismatic, eclectic blend. They do such a good job with that. Not unlike when here we have Nancy McKeon and Mary Lou Retton and John Schneider. It's 3 of our 13.
Wow,
And,
they all look amazing.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what glitter does.
I got it. Glitter.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I have a friend, Joe. He's obsessed with glitter, and I think that's why, because you're always in good lighting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the spray tanning and all that stuff.
So, have you gotten any better at dancing over the years?
I did one dance in season 2, which unfortunately is still available on YouTube. And I'd like to think by osmosis.
Right.
I've
like
learned
I always
more.
feel like people that have worked here for 13 years, they know how to make something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work.
No.
Yeah. I went to parochial school for 8 years, and we had French every year. So when my wife and I took our daughters to Europe for a trip, and we got to France, I was sure that French file was just dusty in the back of my brain. The moment I tried to access it, there was no file. It was gone.
Me too.
Yeah.
I still remember Je m'appelle Rachael. We're good.
Yeah.
We're out.
My
I had
Spanish,
7 years of French.
My Spanish stops at una cerveza, which is just a beer, right?
So last season, you know, JoJo told me this today, one of our producers here. I did not see this. I'm not sure I want to see this, but I do want to know why. That you went shirtless?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Are you laughing?
No, you went like, really? I thought he had a dad bod. Here's what happened. Can I tell you the story?
Well, no, not until I ask my first question.
Go ahead.
Are you just shirtless, or are you standing behind the computer and you're completely buck naked?
No. You can see where my love handles begin. That's why I stood behind the chair. Here's what happens. Sasha Farber, one of our pros, he put out an Instagram shot of him shirtless going, "Tonight's our finale." So as a joke, I did that and texted it to him and said, "Is this the finale pose?" And then he put it online.
Of course he did.
So.
But you got at least 4 out of 6 that I
I got a 4-pack.
You got a 4-pack, a very lovely 4-pack.
Well, thank you very much.
Not bad, and your guns are looking good there,
Thank
buddy.
you very much.
It's making me uncomfortable, so now we have to take that down.
Okay.
In honor of the messenger, the people that are about to get killed or just stop working, we thought it would be fun if we made up a list of things that each of us would like to kill.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you start first. What's your first one?
All right. Well, I don't get this.
This is so stupid.
The V-neck. I don't get this. And look, obviously the guy works out, but if my daughter brought home this guy, either one of my daughters, it would be like, I don't know, honey, you should rethink this. It looks like the shirt comes with steroids. I don't know.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
It comes with steroids and a bottle of Nair to get the hair off.
Well, and also, now, you women, I think, better than we guys, don't you smell the cologne already on that guy?
Oh, that's right. So, me,
Oh, my God.
I cannot take. They call them dad sneaks, and they're like really super popular now. First of all, white sneakers should just be out. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I went
white
gray.
sneakers annoy me because they always have to be white and they always have to look so perfect, and I just want to go over and stamp on them. But the dad sneaks is like they're oversized sneakers. What's even more ridiculous is when you wear the dad sneaks with the super skinny jeans. And I saw this funny sign in Austin one time, and it said, "Ladies, skinny jeans don't make you skinny."
I'm puzzled though. Is this a
That's
dad?
a woman.
That's a woman.
But they call these dad sneaks.
Dad
They're like
sneaks.
super-sized, kind of ugly sneakers.
And the pants. It's a weird thing with the
I
pants.
know.
Just a little bit of
They're
ankle and
expecting
shit.
dad is expecting a flood.
All right. Okay.
As well
All right.
as eating lots of cushioning. and sneakers are supposed to be athletic shoes for a vibrant and moving life. I guarantee you that chick is running absolutely nowhere in those mint 2-inch, like
I
those
offer
are
that
proper real sneakers.
as a stylistic alternative.
Yay!
Yeah.
Keeping it real. I love you, Tom. You're one of
Love
our
you too.
favorites.
Thank you, Rachel. Jimmy O and TomBergeron.com.
Yep, and TomBergeron.com. And of course, you guys are already doing it because it's been around for 27 seasons. Be sure to catch the new season of Dancing with the Stars on ABC and grab a snack, and we'll be right back.
Tomorrow.
Hi, Tim. I'm a huge sports fan. Here's my question. Do you sing in the shower?
What does sports have to do with Tim taking a shower?
Can Tim Tebow tackle the really hard-hitting questions?
Fortunately, yes.
Then, Mrs. Matthew McConaughey.
I told you, she is the bomb in the kitchen.
Schools us on bumping up your back-to-school snacks.
Look how they come out, guys.
Oh, good.
Plus, apple cider, fizz, and a splash of balsamic are the stars of this pork chop supper.
How good did that look? Like, crazy.
And share with us. All week, Rachel's going to the dogs. That's tomorrow.
Our love of donuts rolling along is our buddy Grant. Grant, this is a quick and easy one, right?
Yeah, this one's super simple. This is donut recipe 3 of the 6 we're going to show you guys today, but it might be the easiest. This is a cannoli donut.
Cannoli donut?
Yep.
Holy cannoli, Grant. That's
Exactly.
A good idea.
Holy cannoli. So in here I have some, a whole container of ricotta. I added some powdered sugar to it to sweeten it up a little bit of cinnamon, some salt, and then we're going to add in a little bit of miniature chocolate chips.
Baby chocolate chips.
And you just mix that up.
They're so cute and cheerful.
That's so simple. This is why I love cannolis, because this is so easy to make.
Right.
And you pop it into a piping bag with a little star tip.
storage bag, which is what Auntie Rach does. She cuts the corner out of the Ziploc bag, and there you go. It's a pastry bag.
It's leaking a little bit. I don't want to get it on your pretty dress.
That's okay. It's multi-colors and black, so nobody will know or care.
Now it's covered in cannoli.
Ready?
Yep. So you just pipe it right on top of there. Look how easy that is. Sprinkle it with some more chocolate chips.
What?
We pop the lid on top. Give it a little dust of powdered sugar. Look how easy and simple that is.
Put them on the pretty plate.
Little cannoli donut.
Ta-da!
Isn't that fun?
Okay, so you guys know my next guest from movies like Love and Basketball, from Brown Sugar, from The Best Man. In her newest role, she is turning heads in Napoli Ever After. It's on Netflix. Take a look at her in action.
I've worked so hard to be perfect, and it still wasn't enough.
generation of women over here that are losing their mind. Like they figured it out just from the laundry list of your credits.
Right.
And they were screaming. I'm like, wait, she won't come out here. She'll be afraid.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
It's a fun place.
I love your show. I'm such a foodie.
Thank you. I love that. Next time you come, we should cook together.
I would love to. I would love to. Yes.
What type of food? Is there cuisine that you really love to prepare?
No, I'm just, they used to call me Eat More Sana when I was a little kid.
Eat more Sana.
I was like,
because you were
thanks, Mom.
or you love to eat?
No, eat more. Like I always wanted to eat more.
That's my girl.
But I get mad at Mom. I'm like, Mom, you just, like you ruined me for life because it was in my head at a young age and now I have to eat more.
Hey, I groove on that motto myself. That's where I wear black and everything I own is stretch.
Stretch is always good. Mm-hmm.
So I love watching that scene because it's so cathartic to me to see someone hitting a wall, but also I think of that as empowering too. I would have saved years of my life had I shaved my head years ago. What was it like emotionally to do that?
It was intense. I had been attached to the project about 2 years before, and I told myself, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to cut my hair, even though it's in the script. We can use a prosthetic wig cap. You can do that in this day and age because the technology is so good, it looks real. But as I kind of delved into the character and really started to think about the messages of the movie, which are so important for all women, I said, there's no way I can't.
You have to
do it. Yes.
Embrace it. Yeah.
But it still was terrifying. Yes.
But look, so gorgeous though. I mean, give me a break. It's like Galen Dorsey, the really cool bass player from Bowie. So, were you happy with it once it was done? You're
so
like,
interesting.
Dang, this is kind of cool.
Yes, exactly. I kind of revealed it. I was terrified to do it. We had to do it in one take. So when you see that in the movie, that's all my hair, and that's actually me really shaving it. It was one take, and I revealed it on Instagram, and I was so surprised because the response was just so positive. Men, I had so many men calling me saying, can I come rub your head? Yeah, exactly. I was like, exactly. They wanted to rub it. Women were, just saying, actually really encouraging me to keep it. I actually shaved it for a while after I finished.
Sexy.
Yeah, it felt really good.
So give everybody an overview of the film.
Yeah. So it's based on a best-selling novel called Nappily Ever After that was out in the 90s, and it's loosely based on that. And I play Violet, and she is a seemingly perfect woman with perfect hair and has the seemingly perfect life, and she thinks that she's going to marry her perfect boyfriend. And when her plans go awry, she kind of has a crisis, an internal crisis, and shaves off all her hair one night. And that kind of thrusts her onto a path of self-discovery.
Which is so, that's what I mean by watching that scene. Yeah. I got chills.
Oh, good.
Because it just seems like you're letting yourself out of this big cage.
It's all about the boxes. Society, especially women, we're put in boxes about how we should look, what we should want.
How you should ask for things.
Exactly.
And when you're allowed to have the next thing.
Right. And this is
a whole different set of rules. It really is.
It really is. But I feel like this is an amazing time in history, and we're kind of breaking out of those boxes, and we're kind of owning who we are and what we want. Yeah.
So I recently turned 50, and I'm trying to figure out how to be a little bit calmer in the second half, or I don't know, the fourth quarter. One doesn't know, but but I was talking with JoJo, our producer, who's my sweet girlfriend, and she said that you have that relaxation is a big part of your life and your techniques.
Yeah.
What do you do to chill?
I went through a phase in life that was just so stressful, and I was getting high anxiety, and someone taught me meditation actually years before I had the anxiety issues, and I remembered that, and the day I started doing it, it went away.
Wow.
So now it's something that is a part of my life. I've done lots of research, and it actually does change your brain. It slows the aging process of the brain. I mean, there's so many, it lowers blood pressure. There's so many amazing, everybody should meditate.
But there's a million different
How
forms.
long a day do you spend?
I do 20
quiet.
minutes twice a day.
That's not bad.
Sometimes I'm just doing once a day. It's not bad. You can fit it in if it's going to have a positive impact. Yeah.
I should try and shut up for 20 minutes. My husband would just love it.
There's a million different. I mean, you can Google meditation and find what works for you.
Tomorrow you might be done reading.
Right, exactly. But I'm just going to do a quick one.
All right.
So if you everybody close your eyes. This is hilarious, and I'm doing this on the
Oh my
show.
God, they're putting on sleeping down lights.
Okay, close your eyes and breathe in through your nose and count in your head up to 7. And now you're going to hold for 4 and breathe out through your mouth for 7. And then you do it again. Breathe in 7, hold for 4, and breathe out 7. And I think I'm going to stop because we're on TV, right? But
I'm peeking. I'm like, I better snap out of it or I'm going to take nappy time.
But that right there, that simple thing, that is a meditation that you can sit and do that for a couple minutes and it will get you centered.
You know, I feel that cooking is a meditation for me.
Yes, 100%.
I talk when I cook here. When I cook at home, I'm so quiet.
Yes. Yeah, there's called a meditation called mindfulness meditation, whereas whatever you're doing, if you're focused completely on that, it's a form of meditation.
It shows me up.
Yeah.
So next time we're going to cook together.
Yes, I would love that.
And you guys can check out Sanaa and Napoli Ever After. I love when she runs back into the other room and she sees herself. Hilarious. It's streaming now on Netflix. Up next, what a shock. I'm back in the kitchen. I just noticed that we're missing the salt and pepper. Hey guys, will you bring me out the salt and I need a pepper mill for fine pepper and a little white pepper.
Here's salt.
Yes, and white pepper and a grinder. That's Grant. Do you have a Grant in your kitchen? Anyway, Grant and Jeanette have been making donut idea sweets and desserts and things all throughout the show. So we had all that baking going on and they took away the salt and pepper. And they didn't bring it back. All right, so today I'm making, it's burger night. And I'm gonna make a burger that's delicious for this time of year. Thank you, sweetheart. That's fucking, I call her, AKA Sarah. Do you have one at her at home too? And white pepper too. So I'm making some caramelized onion and we're going to cook them until they're sugary, sweet, and very tender. I melted a few tablespoons of butter in the pan, and I've got a couple of softball-sized onions, and we're going to cook these for about a half an hour to 35 minutes until they're deep caramel in color. Oh, they smell so good. So these are going to be sugary sweet, and we're going to add a little bit of light brown sugar and balsamic to them at the end, so they'll become balsamic caramelized onion. We're going to saute some apples to tender crisp to go up on top of our burgers. We're using ground turkey instead of ground beef for the base for our burgers today. And to the burgers, thank you, Grant.
There's ground and there's pepper.
Thank you, babe. Appreciate it. So to the ground turkey, we're going to add some grated apple. Makes the burger itself sweet and moist because you have to cook turkey burgers all the way through. You don't need a rare turkey burger, right? So that little bit of grated apple adds sweetness to the burger itself. It's delicious. You've got to try it. Oh, I already did that one. I wanted a little white pepper. I like white and black pepper in onion soup or in caramelized onions because they hit different flavor. They're different on your palate when you eat them. One's really earthy and one's really bright and like firecrackery. So we'll let our onions do their thing. Meanwhile, to our turkey, we're going to add some salt and pepper. We're going to add our 1 grated apple. Boop. We're gonna add a little sprinkle of granulated onion to the ground turkey. And we're gonna add a fat handful of chopped fresh sage. Or you could use a couple teaspoons of dried sage, just lightly crush it in your hand. We're gonna add a fat splash of Worcestershire. And I love Dijon in turkey burgers. Fat squirt of Dijon mustard. Nice. Now when you're making your patties, first of all, don't overwork this when it comes together. Stop. Because ground turkey it's not as dense as ground beef. And if you want to make this super duper figure friendly and super high in protein and negligible amounts of fat, get all white meat, all turkey breast. Now when you go to form your patties, put the meat back together in an even mound and score it with your hand so you know you're picking out the same portion for each patty before you form it. Otherwise, you're gonna make 3 big ones. You have one little runt, then you gotta rip the turkey off all the other burgers. I'm gonna get the turkey in the pan, and when we come back, we're gonna saute some apples, and we're gonna flip our patties and talk about the cheese for our cheeseburger right after this. Light in color caramelized onions. I just added a few spoonfuls of light brown sugar to really highlight their sugary goodness. And we're gonna balance that with some aged balsamic vinegar. Give that a little douse. These onions are delicious. They're also lovely. It's kind of like a roast beef patty melt. I take roast beef and dip it in a little warm beef stock. Put it on French bread, or you can make a grilled cheese with it. With these onions, insane. And Swiss cheese, yum. Yeah, really good. Okay, so the onions are good. I'm gonna knock them back so they just stay warm. It's just over low. Our burgers with sage and Dijon, grated apple, and Worcestershire, we're gonna give a flip. And then I'm gonna double down on the cheese. You can use one or the other, or if you wanna be like me, you can use both. Smoked blue cheese and cheddar. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm doing it. Tasty burger. Now I live up in the Adirondack Mountains when I'm not working. And we have a wonderful smokehouse called Oscar's in Warrensburg, and they ship, and they make the smoked blue cheese. Call your order in as soon as you're done watching, because it's amazing. And I'm going to top with our cheddar. Oh, yes. I know! My husband likes the burger with bacon, so feel free to throw that on here too. I'm gonna add our other apple to our skillet with a little bit more butter. And we're gonna cook this to tender crisp to pile up on top for a burger, so you get the crunchy, tender, crisp apples, the sugary balsamic onions, the double cheese cheeseburger. It's insane. I'm gonna season up our apples with a little nutmeg and a pinch of salt. We're gonna take one more break. When we come back, we'll stack this up. So on the bottom of our potato roll, I'm gonna put some pickles. You can use bread and butter pickles if you want them sweeter, or dill pickles, of course. Couple of slices of lettuce. Our delicious turkey burgers with the double cheeses. And then on top of the cheddar and blue cheese, we're gonna put some of our sauteed apples with nutmeg. I know. Now, feel free to slip in a couple slices of crispy bacon. I put that on John's, but I like the sweetness of this burger, so I'm keeping mine legit. With the crispy nutmeg apples, I'm gonna add the balsamic caramelized onions. What? Our buddies Jeanette and Bryn are back with more donut desserts after this.
It's okay.
It's TiVo time.
I didn't flinch, though.
Plus, a pork supper perfect for fall.
How good does that look?
Next, Rachael.
Join in the fun. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and more for delicious recipes, helpful tips, and behind-the-scenes moments. We're back with Jeanette and Grant, and they have 3 more ways to roll with their donuts. Just a reminder for you guys, we have the pumpkin icebox cake, the holy cannoli donut, and the chocolate tiramisu donuts. This is crazy, right? It's like a donut festivus.
It is a donut festivus.
Jeanette, you're up next.
Okay, so the next one I've got, and I am shocked after 13 years on this television show, we've never shoved a donut in the waffle maker.
They have the fun with the waffle maker.
That's shocking to me.
If you guys are married, chances are you have not one, but probably 2 waffle makers.
You totally
These kids
do.
put everything in the waffle maker. They're like 4-year-olds. Like, there's literally nothing they won't cook in a waffle
There's not very many things we've tried that haven't put them in the waffle
They've
maker.
made corn dogs, focaccia, pizza, brownies. Yes.
Yeah, focaccia's my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am making donut churros in the waffle iron.
Donut
and
churros,
it's perfect.
everyone.
It's the absolute perfect use up. I don't know about your family, but when you bring home a dozen donuts, we always have the plain ones left over because who wants the plain donuts? No one wants the plain donuts. You want the ones with the sprinkles on them and the glazes on them and sour cream donuts.
Well, then if you're a donut, plain is the way to be.
Right.
Everybody will leave you alone. They won't eat you.
Right. So in my house, after the dozen's over, there's always 2 lowly plain ones. So
These guys are starting to get
They're getting a little crispy. Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna coat them in cinnamon sugar, right?
That's the point. She's got it.
Okay.
So I actually cut them in thirds, which is how my family cuts bagels in a strange way, but we always fight over the middle piece.
What? You do not scoop out like the rest of us?
No, we cut in thirds, and then everyone fights over this middle piece.
All right.
So I am then going to take a hot waffle iron, and I'm just going to pop in 4 pieces, close it up. 45 seconds later, you've got these lovely little churro crisps, if you will, churro donut crisps. Press them into some cinnamon sugar with a little bit of salt, and serve them with, that is a hot cocoa dipper with a little bit of cayenne and orange zest in it. So it's a spicy orange chocolate dipper. And those are some donut churro waffles.
Grant, take it away.
All right, so I'm going to be making a donut ice cream sandwich.
What?
So I know, right? So basically I'm going to I love just a classic ice cream sundae with vanilla, ice cream, hot fudge, and peanuts. So I'm going to take a chocolate cake donut that's glazed, pop a scoop of that ice cream right on top, grab some hot fudge. You can get store-bought or homemade or whatever you have.
Yes.
Drizzle that over the top, pop your lid on it, and then you roll the sides of it in some peanuts.
And then you roll it in nuts.
Yep. And then you just pop them to the freezer. I have some back here that are done. And check these guys out. And you can just leave them in the wax paper, have them in the fridge for whenever you
Oh my God, look at that. There you go, kids.
Oh my God.
All right, bringing it home with Jeanette.
We're bringing it home. So obviously donuts, donuts for breakfast are always a good idea. So here are donut French toast. So also another great use up for the old plain donuts that my family at least have. So here I've just got 3 eggs. I'm gonna whisk in a splash of milk. And you can make any of your favorite French toast base. I like lots of cinnamon in mine, and then a little drop of vanilla. Whisk that up. Grant, is there any salt around? I'd love a little splash of salt in there. I know you're
taking the salt.
I don't know. There's a salt stealer on set today.
There you go.
Thank you. Just a little pinch of salt in there. And then I just have my stale donuts. The stale donuts cut very,
And
very
you can
nicely.
buy the stale donuts in the market like super cheap. They practically give them.
Totally. We were just saying that, like cart in the back where they have all the stale, day-old stuff. It's like 50 cents for a dozen donuts. So give those a nice little dunk. And then you're just gonna cook it the way you cook French toast, just in a little bit of butter. These guys are probably ready to flip.
Oh, lovely. Good timing.
Not fun. Great timing. Thank you to those magical culinary elves in the back. And then
we've got some
And then we've got some done here. So you can make these in advance like you do French toast. Just keep them on a nice little sheet tray, pop them in a low oven. And then in my family, we go a little bit of powdered sugar. Oh, there we go.
Or a lot of powdered sugar. I don't know how to work these things. So if you love donuts, 6 new ways to roll. Up next,
you're going to meet another Rachael Ray. She has a lot more fur than I do. Okay, so seated next to me on my sofa is Rachael Ray. This is her dad, Miguel.
Hello.
Hello. And in Rachel's house, the doggy gets the best seat on the sofa. Yes.
100%.
So, how did she become Rachael Ray?
Well, she belonged to my cousin. My cousin was looking for a home. She needed to move out of her house. Her husband's name is Ray, and they're great fans of the show. When I saw her, it was like love at first sight. And I'm also a fan of the show. I said, Rachael Ray it is. She's going to stay. She was a tiny puppy. So
She was tiny. Now she's 65 pounds. She weighs more than my Isabu, the pit bull. So she is adorable. How old is Rachael?
she's just turned 6.
You're a baby. You're a baby. Yes. Do you love the sofa? And I bet she's very popular on the streets. She's a cutie. This.
Oh my God, everybody's stopping me.
And they're like, I want a picture with Rachael Ray.
And they say, when I tell them she's Rachael Ray, they just crack up and it's like a conversation starter.
Yeah, she's adorable. Yes. Do you get to go everywhere with Dad?
Everywhere.
Well, anytime you come by our show, we'll let you get on the Rachael Ray sofa, too.
Oh, you see, babe?
Sweet baby. So you guys, all of our favorite dogs this week are going home with a year's worth of anything we make for our nutrition. So you guys pick out whatever diet you want for her. And we'll hook you up for a year. So she can eat for free for a year. I think that's going to be a big bill with this girl. Thank you to all of our guests today. And thank you to Rachael Ray. I will see you when we see you. Bye, everybody. It's too much.